You again? Marcus Thompson grunts as the woman steps forward, clutching a worn canvas bag. Her ID is expired, her clothes plain, her eyes downcast. He rips the bag open, papers scatter. An old compass hits the metal table with a loud clink. Laughter erupts. Another fake vet? What are you even doing here? He sneers, holding up a tarnished military coin. This supposed to impress someone? But the room shifts when a passing colonel freezes. His gaze locks onto the coin. Silence falls. He steps closer, eyes wide. "Where did you get this?" he whispers. She finally looks up, her voice steady and cold. "Ghost Eye, version Alpha." The colonel's face drains of color. "Everyone, stand down, now. Have you ever been judged by your appearance at first glance? I'm curious, where are you watching from? Drop your location in the comments. What would you have done in Sarah's shoes? Sometimes the quietest people have the loudest histories. 10 years ago, Sarah Mitchell was known by a different name in the intelligence community. They called her Whisper, an elite signals intelligence specialist who created the revolutionary enemy detection system known as Ghost Eye. Her algorithm saved 847 American lives through intercepted communications during classified Middle East operations that still remain sealed in Pentagon files. She never wore rank insignia by choice, working as a civilian contractor with the highest security clearance available, moving through shadows and secrets like a ghost herself. But everything changed on a moonless night in Afghanistan when her entire 6-person team walked into an ambush after an intelligence leak. The investigation cleared her of any wrongdoing, but Sarah blamed herself for missing the signs, for not seeing the betrayal that cost her team their lives. She disappeared, quietly, refusing medals and recognition, vanishing into anonymity like smoke in the wind. For the past decade, she's lived in a small apartment in Virginia, working at the local library, volunteering to teach computer skills to veterans who have no idea they're learning from one of the most brilliant minds in signals intelligence. She drives a 1998 Honda Civic, shops at thrift stores, and never mentions her past to anyone. The encrypted message arrived 3 days ago on an old channel she thought had been decommissioned. "Ghost Eye compromised, only you can fix it." A new terror cell had discovered a weakness in her system, and 200 special operators currently in the field were depending on Ghost Eye to keep them alive. She reluctantly agreed to a 40-hour consultation, packing only essentials in her old canvas bag, the same one she carried during her field days. Inside, she keeps her father's compass, a Navy SEAL who was killed in action when she was 12, the photographs of her lost team, and notebooks filled with algorithms that could save lives or end them. Sarah observes everything but speaks little, her photographic memory cataloging signals patterns even in civilian life. She can detect lies through micro-expressions, a skill that serves her well in the library but torments her in crowds. The survivor's guilt weighs on her shoulders like a lead blanket, never fully letting her rest, never fully letting her forget. Her hands shake slightly as she approaches the security checkpoint, not from fear but from the memories that flood back the moment she sets foot on a military installation. Thompson continues his harassment, voice dripping with condescension. "Ma'am, you need proper credentials. This isn't a tourist attraction for military groupies." He demands she repack her scattered belongings and leave immediately, making a show of checking his watch as if her presence is wasting precious time. Sarah quietly presents her temporary advisor pass, a simple piece of plastic that seems inadequate in the face of his scrutiny. Thompson examines it with exaggerated care before scoffing. "These can be forged easily. Where's your military ID? Where's your cacked away?" She responds softly, her voice barely above a whisper. "I'm a civilian contractor." The words seem to inflame him further as he laughs. "Right, and I'm a 4-star general. Listen, lady, I've seen plenty of people try to talk their way onto this base. You're not the first, and won't be the last." Female guard Rodriguez joins the confrontation, her voice adding to the chorus of mockery. "She's probably another groupie trying to get close to the operators. You know the type, Thompson. They hang around military towns, pretending they belong." A crowd begins gathering, phones appearing like weapons drawn for battle. Someone films the scene, immediately posting to the base's social media with the caption, "Another fake trying to infiltrate." Comments flood in within seconds, mocking her appearance, her cheap clothes, her quiet demeanor. The digital mob mentality feeds on itself, growing stronger with each cruel observation. Sarah remains motionless, absorbing the humiliation with the same stoic grace she once used to endure 48-hour operations in hostile territory. Colonel James Harrison approaches slowly, his weathered face shifting from casual interest to sharp attention as he studies the challenge coin in Thompson's hand. It's one of only 7 ever made, presented to individuals who revolutionized American intelligence gathering. He whispers urgently to Thompson, "Stop, now." But Thompson, drunk on his own authority, waves him off. "Sir, standard security protocol clearly states that without proper identification, no civilian can access secured areas." Harrison's voice drops to a dangerous level. "That coin, do you know what it means? Do you have any idea what you're holding?" Thompson shrugs, still playing to his audience. "It means someone has a good fake, Colonel. I've seen hundreds of challenge coins. This one's not even that well made." Sarah quietly pulls out a battered notebook from the scattered contents of her bag, flipping to a page filled with complex signal algorithms that look like hieroglyphics to the untrained eye. Thompson laughs again, the sound sharp and ugly in the morning air. Anyone can write nonsense and call it classified. "Nice try, though. Points for creativity." Young analyst Lieutenant Kim walks past, coffee in hand, ready to start her shift in the intelligence section. Her eyes fall on the equations and she freezes so suddenly that her coffee slips from her fingers, creating a brown puddle on the concrete. That's Ghost Eye source code," she breathes, her face pale. "Only 3 people alive know that algorithm. How? Who?" The shift in atmosphere is palpable, as whispers ripple through the crowd like wind through wheat. Harrison's military bearing snaps into place as he orders, "Someone get General Stevens, now." A young private sprints away as Thompson, still resistant to the changing tide, clings to his protocols like a drowning man to driftwood. "Sir, protocol states that regardless of claims or documentation, without proper verification through channels," Sarah finally speaks, clearly, her voice cutting through his bureaucratic rambling with surgical precision. "Sector 7 needs Ghost Eye patch in 16 hours. May I proceed?" The technical jargon means nothing to most of the crowd, but those who understand its significance straighten as if struck by lightning. Harrison nearly salutes before catching himself, the gesture aborted but noticed by several observers. Whispers spread through the gathering like wildfire. "Ghost Eye? Isn't that classified beyond our level? Who is this woman?" The moment stretches until a sudden alarm shatters the morning calm. "Priority Alpha, Ghost Eye. Failure imminent." The automated voice echoes across the base, as operators in the field begin reporting system glitches through encrypted channels. Sarah's entire demeanor shifts, her eyes sharpening from dull acceptance to laser focus. "It's starting. I need access to the skiff immediately." Thompson, still clinging to his authority, physically blocks her path. "You can't just walk into a sensitive, compartmented information facility because you claim—" His words die as General Stevens arrives, his presence commanding instant attention. The general takes one look at Sarah and his professional mask cracks, revealing genuine emotion. "Whisper? My God, you actually came." The name hits the crowd like a physical force, some stepping back as if proximity to a legend might burn them. Stevens addresses the growing crowd with the authority of 30 years of service. 10 years ago, this woman created our most vital intelligence system. She saved more American lives than anyone in this crowd will ever know. His voice carries across the checkpoint, reaching personnel who have stopped their duties to witness the scene. "She saved my son's unit in Kandahar when they were pinned down by insurgents. Ghost Eye identified enemy positions when every other system failed." Thompson's face has lost all color, but he makes one last attempt to maintain his position. "Sir, she has no current credentials." Stevens cuts him off with a gesture that brooks no argument. "She is the credential, Thompson. Her presence here is worth more than every badge on this base combined." The tech specialist's voice crackles over the intercom, urgency bleeding through the static. "Ghost Eye failing in real time. Team Bravo trapped in hostile territory. Can't detect approaching insurgents. Estimate 7 minutes until contact." Sarah is already moving, her casual demeanor evaporating like morning mist. "I need access to the core systems, now." The calm in her voice belies the urgency in her steps as she navigates through the crowd with practiced efficiency. Each movement is economical, purposeful, the muscle memory of countless operations guiding her through the base layout she memorized years ago. Thompson watches helplessly as his authority crumbles, his morning's power play transforming into a career-defying mistake. From the crowd emerges Major Derek Chen, his face twisted with recognition and rage. He's one of the survivors from that night 10 years ago, carrying scars both visible and hidden. You, the word explodes from him like shrapnel. You got them killed. Martinez, Johnson, Williams, Park, Thompson, Rivera. I say their names every night. Do you even remember them? He advances aggressively, security personnel moving to intercept, but Sarah raises a hand, stopping them. She stands perfectly still, absorbing his pain like she's absorbed every insult this morning. I know, Derek. I'm sorry. The words are simple, inadequate, but genuine. Chin's voice breaks, years of bottled grief spilling out. Your system failed us. You promised Ghost Eye would keep us safe. Stevens intervenes, his command voice cutting through the emotion. Major, stand down. The investigation proved the leak came from, but Chen won't be silenced, not after carrying this weight for a decade. I don't care what the investigation proved. They're dead. Their kids grew up without fathers. Their wives became widows. Because she failed, the crowd watches in stunned silence as Sarah accepts every accusation, every bitter word. Her voice, when she finally speaks, cracks slightly, the first real emotion she's shown. You're right. I failed them. I failed you. But I won't fail these teams today. Chen's anger deflates slightly at her admission, confusion replacing rage. We trusted you, he whispers. Sarah meets his eyes directly for the first time. I know. Trust me one more time, please. The skiff doors seal behind Sarah with a soft hiss, cutting off the outside world. Her fingers fly across keyboards with the speed and precision of a concert pianist, lines of code scrolling faster than most people can read. She discovers the breach within minutes, her created system revealing its own vulnerability like a confession. The pattern is clear to her trained eye. Someone has been selling access, creating backdoors for the enemy. The digital fingerprints lead to recent transactions, large deposits made to an offshore account. Her blood runs cold as she recognizes the pattern. The mole is someone currently in the room, someone with the highest clearance, someone trusted implicitly by the very people they're betraying. She turns slowly, her eyes scanning the faces of the personnel granted skiff access. Staff Sergeant Williams stands near the door, his hand unconsciously moving toward his sidearm as her gaze settles on him. You. 3 months ago, $50,000 deposited in 6 installments, routed through Cyprus, then Switzerland, finally landing in an account under your wife's maiden name. Williams reaches for his weapon, but Sarah has already moved, her body remembering combat training that civilian life couldn't erase. She disarms him with her father's compass chain, the metal links wrapping around his wrist with practiced precision. Ghost Eye sees everything, Williams, even betrayal from within. The room erupts in chaos as Williams is subdued, his confession spilling out between sobs. He needed money for his daughter's cancer treatment, he says. The insurance wouldn't cover experimental procedures. The enemy promised no one would get hurt, just information, just access. Sarah listens without judgment, her fingers already working to patch the vulnerabilities he created. Williams is led away in restraints as Sarah continues her work, creating new encryption protocols in real time. Her voice is steady as she speaks into the secure communications system. Bravo team, Ghost Eye online. Hostiles approaching your position 9 o'clock, 200 meters. Secondary force flanking from the east, approximately 12 combatants. The radio crackles with relief. Copy, Ghost Eye, evading now. Thank God you're back. Whisper. She guides them through the escape route, her system painting a digital picture of the battlefield that saves lives with each passing second. Other teams check in, their relief palpable through the encrypted channels. Ghost Eye is fully operational again, stronger than before, patched against vulnerabilities she never imagined someone would exploit. Thompson approaches as she exits the skiff, his security badge and weapon held in outstretched hands like an offering. His earlier arrogance has vanished, replaced by genuine remorse. Ma'am, I'm sorry. I've dishonored this position. I resign. The gesture surprises everyone watching, but Sarah pushes his hands back gently. Keep them. Learn from this. She pauses, considering her words carefully. Everyone deserves second chances, Thompson. I got mine 10 years ago when they didn't court-martial me for breaking protocol. You'll be a better guard now. You'll look deeper. Thompson's eyes water as he steps back, understanding the gift he's been given. General Stevens calls the impromptu assembly to attention, his voice carrying across the base with practiced authority. Ladies and gentlemen, you've witnessed history today. This woman refused the Distinguished Intelligence Cross. She refused the Legion of Merit. She refused any recognition for saving hundreds of American lives because she believed the work mattered more than the credit. He pauses, letting the weight of his words settle. She disappeared not in shame, but in service to a principle most of us have forgotten. True heroism doesn't seek spotlight. The entire base snaps to attention at his command, a sea of uniforms rendering honors to a woman in thrift store clothes. Major Chen steps forward from the crowd, his earlier rage replaced by something deeper. I need to say something. I've spent 10 years investigating that night, using every connection, every favor owed. His voice carries clearly in the morning air. Tara tried to warn us. She identified the leak 12 hours before our mission. Command ignored her alert because it implicated someone high up. She broke protocol trying to reach us directly. The leaked intel came from a general who was later quietly retired. She took the blame to protect the mission, to protect the system, to protect us even after we were gone. He turns to Sarah, tears flowing freely now. You sacrificed your career for a warning that couldn't save us. You've been carrying our deaths when you're the only reason it wasn't the entire battalion. Sarah's response is quiet but carries to every ear. Your lives mattered more than my reputation. They matter more than any medal or recognition. She looks around at the assembled troops, her voice gaining strength. Ghost Eye was built on one principle: protect those who protect us. Titles, medals, recognition, they're just noise. The work is what matters. The lives saved are what count. Your brothers and sisters coming home, that's the only metric I've ever cared about. The silence that follows is profound, broken only by the distant sound of helicopters carrying teams that Ghost Eye just saved. Stevens clears his throat, emotion thick in his voice. The president authorized me to offer you anything, Sarah. Name your position, name your rank, name your price. The intelligence community needs you back. We've been weaker without Whisper watching over us. The base holds its collective breath, phones recording what everyone senses is a historic moment. Thompson, despite everything, finds himself documenting the scene, his hands steady now, understanding he's witnessing something larger than protocol. Sarah's answer, when it comes, is perfectly her. I need a ride back to the library. My shift starts at 2. The simplicity of it hits harder than any grand speech could. What follows is unprecedented in Fort Bragg's history. Every service member present renders a salute, an honor reserved for those in uniform, now given freely to a civilian who embodies service more than most who wear stars. Sarah shifts uncomfortably under the attention, simply nodding her acknowledgement before bending to collect her scattered belongings. Rodriguez steps forward, offering a new tactical bag to replace the torn canvas one. Please, ma'am, let us at least give you this. Sarah smiles slightly, the expression transforming her face. No thank you. This one has character. It's been with me through everything. A few more tears won't hurt it. She carefully places each item back, her movements reverent as she handles the photos of her lost team. As she begins walking toward the exit, personnel line the path spontaneously, word spreading across the base faster than any official communication could travel. Social media explodes with posts. The Ghost Eye creator revealed, the hero who refused glory, silent hero, trending within minutes. Videos of the confrontation go viral, but Sarah doesn't know and wouldn't care. She's focused on the simple act of leaving, of returning to the quiet life she's built from the ashes of who she used to be. Each step takes her further from the world of classifications and closer to the peaceful anonymity of library stacks and whispered reading recommendations. Thompson runs after her, his heavy boots echoing on the pavement. Ma'am, wait, please. She pauses, turning slightly. I've spent 15 years in security. I thought I could read people, thought I knew how to spot threats and identify heroes. He pulls out his personal challenge coin, earned during his service in Iraq. You taught me something today. True strength whispers. It doesn't need to shout. It doesn't need validation. It just serves. He presses the coin into her hand. So I remember. So I never forget that heroes don't always wear capes or uniforms. Sometimes they wear faded jeans and carry torn bags. Sarah accepts the coin with gravity, understanding the weight of what he's offering. A group of young female specialists approaches hesitantly, their eyes shining with something between awe and hope. Ma'am, we joined because of Ghost Eye. It saved our brothers, our fathers. We studied computer science because we heard rumors about a system so advanced it could see through electronic walls. The lead specialist, barely 22, continues. We never knew who created it. Some thought it was a team of hundreds. Others believed it was myth, that no single person could design something so complex. Sarah studies them, seeing herself decades ago, full of possibility. "Can you teach us?" they ask almost in unison. Sarah considers, then nods slowly. The library. Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Unofficial. Bring laptops and open minds. We'll start with basic pattern recognition. Chen catches up at the gate, his emotional storm spent but needing closure. "I carried hate for 10 years. Every month I visit their graves. Martinez's daughter just started college. Johnson's son joined the Marines. They all grew up hearing about the woman who got their fathers killed." His voice breaks again. "What do I tell them now? How do I explain that I was wrong, that the person I blamed was the only one who tried to save them?" Sarah reaches out, touching his shoulder gently. "Tell them Whisper still watches over their father's brothers. Tell them the work continues. Tell them sacrifice isn't always visible, and heroes don't always get to come home. They exchange salutes, warrior to warrior, a gesture that needs no words." Stevens catches up one final time, slightly out of breath. "One thing you should know, Sarah. Your Ghost Eye updates, the ones that have been keeping the system current, we've been implementing them." Sarah's confusion is evident. "I haven't sent any updates, General. I haven't touched the system in 10 years. Stevens smiles, the expression making him look younger. "The library computer. Every time you've taught those veterans, you've been unconsciously improving the code. We've had a team monitoring your teaching sessions. Every example you use, every algorithm you explain to help them understand basic programming, contains improvements to Ghost Eye. You never stopped protecting us, Sarah. Your subconscious has been updating the system through teaching exercises." The revelation stuns her into momentary silence. The base driver gestures toward a luxury SUV, black and gleaming in the morning sun. "Your ride, ma'am. General's orders." Sarah shakes her head, pointing to her beat-up Honda Civic in the visitor's lot. "That's my ride, but thank you." She walks to her car, each step measured and purposeful. The torn bag sits on the passenger seat as she adjusts the rearview mirror, classical music filling the space as she starts the engine. Vivaldi's Four Seasons, Winter Movement, the same music she listened to while coding Ghost Eye all those years ago. Through the tear in the bag, the photos of her fallen team are visible, forever young, forever remembered. Her father's compass points true north on the dashboard, a constant reminder of service and sacrifice. The base newsletter will run a headline tomorrow, "The Protector Who Refused Glory," but Sarah won't read it. Security footage of the confrontation goes viral, reaching millions within hours, sparking discussions about hidden heroes and unrecognized service. Military forums explode with testimonies from operators whose lives were saved by Ghost Eye. 2019, Syria. Ambush avoided thanks to G. 2021, Afghanistan. My unit's alive because Ghost Eye saw what we couldn't. 2023, classified location. Thank you, Whisper, wherever you are. Each testimony adds another layer to the legend, but Sarah remains unaware, focused on her simple life. Thompson transforms his security protocols within days, becoming the base's most effective trainer. He teaches observation without assumption, security with humanity. Never judge the package becomes his mantra. The most dangerous enemies and the greatest heroes often look exactly like everyone else. Rodriguez starts the Silent Heroes initiative, focusing on recognizing the unknown contributors who keep America safe without fanfare or recognition. Chen leads trauma counseling for survivors, using his own journey from hate to understanding as a framework for healing. The ripple effects of one morning's confrontation spread through the military community like waves from a dropped stone. Tuesday arrives, and Sarah prepares the library's community room for her usual veterans computer class. But when she opens the door, she finds it packed with young service members, laptops ready, eyes eager. She doesn't mention the events at Fort Bragg, doesn't acknowledge the whispers of recognition. She simply begins the lesson, teaching basic coding principles that, unknown to her students, contain the building blocks of the world's most advanced intelligence system. One young soldier raises her hand. "Why help us? You don't know us. We're nobody special." Sarah pauses in her writing on the whiteboard, considering her answer. "Because someone helped me once when I was nobody special. Now open your laptops. Today we're learning about pattern recognition in data streams." Her worn bag sits under the desk, her father's compass visible through the tear. Around the world, Ghost Eye runs perfectly, protecting American forces in dozens of operations. The Silent Protector continues her watch, not from a classified facility, but from a public library, teaching the next generation without them knowing. They're learning from a legend. The torn bag, the thrift store clothes, the old car, all remain unchanged because Sarah Mitchell understands what so few do. True service needs no decoration, real strength requires no display, and the greatest heroes are often the ones you never see coming. As her students begin their exercises, she moves among them, correcting code, offering encouragement. A ghost in plain sight, still protecting those who protect others. The winter light streams through the library windows, illuminating dust motes that dance like digital signals, and Sarah Mitchell continues her work, forever the whisper in the machine, forever watching, forever serving. The greatest protection comes not from those who announce their presence but from those who silently stand watch. Sarah Mitchell returns to her library, her torn bag a testament to service without recognition, her life a reminder that true heroes don't seek spotlights, they seek results. Ghost Eye continues its vigilant protection across the globe, saving lives with algorithms born from loss and refined by sacrifice. And somewhere in a small Virginia library, a woman in simple clothes teaches veterans to code, never mentioning that she's given them the keys to understanding the very system that keeps their brothers and sisters safe. The tear in her bag remains unmended, a badge of honor that only she understands. A reminder that sometimes the most powerful among us are those who choose to remain invisible, serving without acclaim, protecting without praise, whispering safety into a dangerous world.